Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is James at Lock in the Value. Talking to you today about one coin in particular, but before we get onto that, just a quick review of the market. It was about $10 billion pullback over the last few days. There's been some coins with decent gains. Swissborg had a big gain, but it did have a significant pullback over the last sort of 7 days, so we expected a gain. Um, Everything's sort of a bit stagnant today. There's not been major moves other than Swissborg and Bitcoin Gold, which is unusual. I'm surprised at that. Everything else is pretty much within the 10 plus or minus 10%. None of that is overly significant. Now, but one thing I've noticed, and I'm sure everyone else did over the course of the weekend and Friday and Thursday, is we've seen, and actually pretty much for the last 6, 7 days, we've seen huge changes in Ontology Gas. Now, Ontology Gas is priced at nearly 27 cents. Literally 7 days ago, on the 22nd, it was priced at like 16 cents. So it's gone up 11 cents, which is effectively like a 70% gain, nearly 75% gain, roughly. Now, and June, even go back to June 10th, 13 cents. So it's doubled in the last, 19 days, which is huge. So I wanted to look at what's happening and do a bit of technical analysis. Now, I tend to avoid technical analysis, not in terms of how I trade. I trade using technical analysis. I just hate talking about it. I find it boring. But looking at this is Ontology Gas on TradingView. So this is against the Tether on Binance. Now, when I'm trading, I tend to use the moving average convergence divergence. So what I do is I have the moving average uh, for 12 versus 26, and I look at the last 9 data points. And from that, what I can see is essentially the values against the convergence and divergence. So when it's below zero means that the divergence is fairly significant. When it's above, means it's going up in the right direction. Now, what you can see from the moving average, from the MACD, I'm not going to keep saying that whole thing, um, is it correlates a great deal with the way the price moves. It doesn't actually tell you which direction it's going to go in necessarily, but it tells you a point. But if you catch the trend line early, you can see that there's going to be a big move. Now, over this is from the 25th of June through to the 20, just about 20, end of 26th of June. There's a huge spike in the MACD, and it correlated with a huge price movement. And we're seeing a price pull forward again. But if you notice this trend line here, we are starting to see a pullback. The MACD is dipping below 0.01. What we are going to see over the course of the next, I would say, day or two is a fairly significant pullback on Ontology Gas. And if we don't see that, and if Ontology Gas does continue to pump, then what we will have to see is Ontology going up, because Ontology is effect. Remember, Ontology is the key to is the currency, and Ontology Gas simply is the token that pays for transactions on the network. Now, whenever you have a token for a native network, usually we are seeing it be between an eighth and a fifth or a quarter of the value of the native platform's value. Um, so, and at the moment we're looking at a price point where Ontology Gas is about half of Ontology right now, which is mad. So either we're going to see a fairly significant pullback in Ontology Gas in the next day, which I think is more likely. Looking at this, I don't think this is readying for another spike. I think this is going to pull back. Or Ontology itself is going to have to pump. because these have always stayed about a max a quarter the value. You know, if you look at Neo and gas, when Neo was at its highest value, gas was still like between an eighth and a quarter of the value of Neo. And the same applies for Ontology and Ontology Gas historically. So I'm really, really surprised to see such price action on Ontology Gas in general. And I've been reading into new news regarding Ontology. Um, you know, I know it's like the 2 year anniversary of the main net tomorrow. So they're doing some competitions and stuff, which may have factored in into why people have got involved uh, with this price point, with Ontology Gas at the price point it was, because it was undervalued, and as is Ontology, and as is Ontology Gas right now. They're both undervalued for what they are. But there you go. So Neo is currently at 9.99. Gas is at 182. So it's between, like I said, sort of a fifth, a quarter, and an eighth. It's closer to a fifth right now. And Ontology Gas is overpriced for when in comparison to Ontology. So, and like I say, the MACD is showing right here that we're going to see a drop in value. Now, to be honest, I'm looking at when it drops below zero again. I want to pick it up when I'm seeing a curve like this. That's the buy point for me. Sell point is these sort of levels. Like right now, if I held a lot of Ontology Gas, I'd sell and then rebuy. But Ontology for me is a long-term investment. I don't do too much swing trading unless I see a very quick opportunity to turn a profit. Um, but it's been very unusual today. Um, so I'm not sure what to make of why the actual value has been skyrocketing. I just wondered if anyone else has any take on it. Because in terms of Ontology news, obviously there's been stuff come out about Chainlink recently, um, and there's been stuff come out about the mainnet anniversary, but they've been hyping that for a while. Um, but and they partnered with Bitcoin Swiss partner, um, and that was in on the 18th of July. So I suppose it's possible, but even then we saw the price action move significantly before then. So uh, yeah, it's been very interesting. I'm trying to understand why a token has blown up while Ontology hasn't. So effectively, as a prediction, to the 29th of June, it's 20 past 3 right now. Ontology tomorrow, Ontology Gas will have a significant pullback either tomorrow or the 1st of July. Or Ontology itself will have a big pump because it's not feasible that this is going to stay at the same at half the value of Ontology. It just won't happen. So we're either going to see a major pullback on Ontology Gas or a hype in price on Ontology. I'm hoping for a hype in price on Ontology because I hold plenty of that, but that's my prediction right now. But yeah, the trading volume's been huge as well, 58 million in a day. So very, very interesting. I hope everyone is keeping well and you're keeping up to date with what's happening in the crypto sphere. We'll be doing another video tomorrow, hopefully, but this time it will be just talking about a project that has garnered our interest greatly. So hit your notifications, stay tuned because you're going to like this project. All right, take care, stay safe. Buy the Udemy course that we've got. The link is in the description. Get onto crypto.com for a free $50. And we'll see you soon.